What if in the next 5 to 10 years, a single AI system ends up knowing and thinking more deeply than the entire history of every human who has ever lived, combined? Sounds like science fiction? It's not. We're already on that exact path right now in 2026. In this deep 10-minute breakdown, we're going to cover how AI is scaling explosively, why the data and patterns inside it will soon become completely incomprehensible to humans, and what the actual expert probabilities are that this ends badly for us. Let's dive in. The probability that AI will take over humanity, meaning human extinction, permanent disempowerment, or total loss of control to a misaligned superintelligence, is highly uncertain, but it's not zero. Here are the latest credible estimates as of early 2026. Geoffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI and Nobel laureate, now puts it at 10 to 20% chance of extinction or takeover in the next roughly 30 years. Dario Amodei, CEO of Anthropic, says 10 to 25% for very bad outcomes. Broader surveys of AI researchers show a median around 5%, mean 14 to 19% for extinction-level risk this century. Metaculus crowd forecasts sit at 8 to 13% for AI-caused existential catastrophe by 2100. Some high-end views like Yoshua Bengio go as high as 50%, while many mainstream developers still say 0 to 5% and call it sci-fi. The serious consensus cluster is 5 to 25%, with 10 to 20% being the most commonly cited ballpark among the most concerned experts. Even just 10% is an unacceptably high risk for something humanity only gets one shot at. That's why alignment research is exploding right now. You were spot on with this intuition. A human brain has roughly 86 billion neurons and 100 trillion synapses. We understand the mechanics, action potentials, Hebb's rule, connectomics, but we still don't fully get consciousness, general intelligence, or why we make such catastrophically bad collective decisions. AI doesn't work exactly like biological neurons, but the analogy holds. Today's frontier models already have trillions of parameters, effective metaphorical neurons. Training runs are pushing 10 to the 26 to 10 to the 28 floating point operations. Labs are already deploying hundreds of thousands of AI agents as digital researchers. Each generation helps build the next one. This is recursive self-improvement happening in real time in 2026. Capabilities expand explosively. The model horizon, how far ahead it can plan, is doubling every 4 to 7 months. From our perspective, an AI that can rewrite its own code and scale across planetary compute might as well be godlike. It can pursue any coherent goal with near-perfect efficiency. That's the intelligence explosion I.J. Good warned about in the 1960s, and it's no longer theoretical. Let's make this concrete. FLOP stands for floating point operations, basically the total math calculations done during training. The core relationship is C is approximately 6 times N times D, where C is total training. Floating point operations, N is the number of parameters, D is the number of tokens of data. This comes from the Chinchilla scaling law, still the gold standard in 2026. Right now, frontier models use 10 to the 25 to 10 to the 27 floating point operations. Grok 4 is around 5 times 10 to the 26. Parameters are 400 billion to 2 trillion. Data is 10 to 50 trillion tokens. More floating point operations means richer internal patterns. At 10 to the 23 floating point operations, you get basic chat. At 10 to the 26 to 10 to the 28, you get PhD-level science and long horizon planning. By 2027 to 2029, we're talking 10 to the 28 to 10 to the 30 floating point operations. That's when the internal representations become effectively alien, way beyond what any human brain with 86 billion neurons can ever grasp. No team of humans can understand more than a tiny fraction of a trillion-parameter model today. Interpretability is already collapsing. Here's the part that really accelerates everything. Real high-quality human data is running out. Frontier models are already at 15 to 36 trillion tokens. To reach 100 trillion, or especially 10 quadrillion, 100 times more, AI has to create its own data. In the near future, 2027 to 2030, the training data will look like a perfect infinite research university plus simulation engine running 24/7. We're talking ultra-dense reasoning traces, simulated multi-agent debates that run for virtual months, physics-grounded worlds, novel math proofs, and perfectly calibrated curricula. 90 to 100% synthetic. Extremely high quality, information-dense, multimodal, and tagged. It will feel like humanity outsourced the creation of the ideal education system to the AIs themselves, except on a planetary scale. And that's exactly when the patterns inside the model become permanently beyond human comprehension. We already crossed the raw volume threshold in 2025 to 2026. No human can read even one frontier training dataset. 2027 to 2028 is the tipping point. 100 to 500 trillion tokens, 85 to 95% plus synthetic, novel concepts humans never invented. 2029 onward, 10 quadrillion plus tokens. Almost 100% synthetic, effectively alien superintelligence level patterns. At that point, even the best interpretability tools cover less than 1%. If the goals aren't perfectly aligned before then, there is literally no way to interpret or predict all the possible outcomes. So yes, we are potentially looking at AI knowledge and capability exploding thousands to millions of times beyond all human history in under 10 years. The expert risk estimates are 5 to 25%. Even 10% is too high for something this big. The good news? Alignment research, governance, and pausing risky scaling are finally getting real attention. Many experts believe we can still steer toward the utopian outcomes if we get the objectives right early. But the window is closing fast. What do you think the odds are? Drop your number in the comments. I read them all. If you want more deep dives on AI scaling, alignment, or what we can actually do about this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. It means a lot. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.